One sunny morning in the small town of Rivertown, a boy named Alex woke up with a feeling of excitement. Today was the day he had been waiting for, the day of the annual town fair. Alex loved the fair more than anything. He enjoyed the bright colors, the smell of delicious food, and the sound of laughter that filled the air. Alex quickly got dressed and rushed downstairs. His mother, Mrs. Green, was already in the kitchen making breakfast. "Good morning, Alex," she said with a smile. "Are you excited for the fair?" "Yes, Mom," Alex replied, almost bouncing with joy. "I can't wait to see the magic show and ride the Ferris wheel." After breakfast, Alex and his mother walked to the town square, where the fair was set up. The square was filled with colorful tents and booths, each offering different games, treats, and fun activities. People from all over Rivertown were there, and the atmosphere was buzzing with excitement. Alex's first stop was the game booths. He tried his hand at the ring toss and won a small stuffed bear. He then moved on to the shooting gallery, where he surprised himself by hitting the target and winning a toy car. With each game, Alex felt more and more thrilled. Next, Alex and his mother visited the food stalls. They bought cotton candy, popcorn, and hot dogs. The smells and tastes of the fair were simply delightful. Alex's mother smiled as she watched him enjoy his treats, remembering her own childhood days at the fair. As they walked through the fair, they came across a large tent with a sign that read, "Magic Show at Noon." Alex's eyes lit up. "Mom, can we go to the magic show?" he asked eagerly. "Of course, Alex," Mrs. Green replied. They found seats near the front of the tent and waited for the show to begin. The magician, Mr. Marvo, was a tall man with a twinkling smile. He wore a shiny black cape and a top hat. As the show started, he performed amazing tricks that left the audience in awe. He pulled a rabbit out of his hat, made a bouquet of flowers appear out of thin air, and even made a table float in the air. For his final trick, Mr. Marvo asked for a volunteer from the audience. Alex raised his hand excitedly, and to his delight, Mr. Marvo chose him. Alex walked up to the stage, his heart pounding with excitement. Mr. Marvo handed him a magic wand and whispered some magic words into his ear. "Wave the wand and say the magic words," Mr. Marvo instructed. Alex did as he was told, and to his amazement, a shower of colorful confetti burst from the wand. The audience clapped and cheered, and Alex felt like a real magician. After the show, Mr. Marvo gave Alex the magic wand as a souvenir. Alex couldn't stop smiling as he and his mother continued to explore the fair. They rode the Ferris wheel, played more games, and even took a ride on the merry-go-round. As the sun began to set, the fairgrounds lit up with twinkling lights. The whole place looked magical. Alex and his mother sat on a bench, watching the colorful lights and listening to the joyful sounds of the fair. "This has been the best day ever," Alex said, leaning against his mother. Mrs. Green hugged him tightly. "I'm glad you had fun, Alex. The fair is always a special time." As they walked home, Alex thought about all the wonderful memories he had made that day. He knew that he would always remember this special day at the fair. And so, the story of "One Day" at the Rivertown Fair continued to be a cherished memory for Alex and his mother, a reminder of the simple joys and magical moments that life can bring. Years went by, and Alex grew up. He often thought about the magical day he spent at the fair with his mother. Those memories remained vivid and special in his heart. As he got older, he realized how much that day had influenced him. Alex developed a keen interest in magic and started practicing tricks in his free time. He borrowed books from the library, watched videos, and spent hours perfecting his craft. His room was filled with magic props and tools, each reminding him of that magical day at the fair. By the time he was in high school, Alex was performing magic shows at school events and birthday parties. His talent and passion for magic grew, and he dreamed of becoming a professional magician like Mr. Marvo. One summer, the town of Rivertown decided to organize a special event to celebrate its 100th anniversary. The town council planned a grand fair, bigger and more exciting than any before. They wanted the event to be unforgettable and started looking for unique attractions to feature. Hearing about the plans, Alex saw an opportunity. He approached the town council with an idea. He would put on a magic show for the anniversary fair, just like the one that had inspired him as a child. The council members were excited about the idea and agreed to let Alex perform. Alex spent weeks preparing for the show. He designed new tricks, practiced tirelessly, and even got in touch with Mr. Marvo, who was now retired but happy to give advice. Mr. Marvo was thrilled to hear about Alex's progress and offered to help him perfect his performance. The day of the fair arrived, and Rivertown was buzzing with excitement. The anniversary fair was the biggest event the town had ever seen, with visitors coming from neighboring towns and cities. The square was filled with colorful tents, food stalls, games, and rides, just as Alex remembered from his childhood. As the sun set, people gathered around the large tent where Alex's magic show was about to begin. The tent was packed with excited children and nostalgic adults, all eager to see the show. Alex stepped onto the stage, dressed in a shiny black cape and top hat, just like Mr. Marvo. He took a deep breath, feeling a mix of nerves and excitement. The lights dimmed, and the audience fell silent in anticipation. Alex started with simple tricks, gradually building up to more complex illusions. He made flowers appear out of thin air, turned water into colorful ribbons, and even performed a levitation trick that left the audience gasping in amazement. His final trick was a grand illusion where he made himself disappear and reappear at the back of the tent, earning a standing ovation from the crowd. As the audience cheered and clapped, Alex felt a deep sense of accomplishment. He had come full circle, from being a young boy inspired by magic to becoming a magician who could inspire others. After the show, children lined up to meet him, asking for autographs and pictures. Among them was a little boy named Ethan, who looked at Alex with wide eyes full of wonder. "Can you teach me how to do magic?" Ethan asked, holding a small magic wand. Alex smiled and knelt down to Ethan's level. "Of course, I can. Magic is all about believing in yourself and practicing hard. You can do anything if you set your mind to it." Ethan's eyes sparkled with excitement, and Alex felt a familiar joy. He saw himself in Ethan, a young boy with a dream and the potential to achieve it. Alex decided then that he would not only perform magic but also teach it to others, passing on the magic that had brought so much happiness to his life. As the night ended and the fairgrounds emptied, Alex stood by the old bench where he and his mother had once watched the fair lights. He thought about how far he had come and the wonderful journey ahead. The story of one day at the fair had not just been a single magical moment, but the beginning of a lifelong adventure filled with wonder, joy, and endless possibilities. And so, the story continued, as Alex dedicated his life to spreading magic and happiness, knowing that every day had the potential to be as special as that one magical day at the Rivertown Fair. Alex's decision to share his love of magic with others led to incredible new adventures. He began teaching magic classes at the local community center, where children and adults alike flocked to learn from him. Each student brought their own unique style and flair, and Alex loved watching them grow in confidence and skill. Ethan, the young boy from the fair, became one of Alex's most dedicated students. With Alex's guidance, Ethan mastered his first tricks and began performing at small family gatherings and school events. The joy and pride on Ethan's face reminded Alex of his own journey and reinforced his passion for teaching. Meanwhile, the success of the anniversary fair brought renewed attention to Rivertown. Tourists started visiting more frequently, drawn by the town's charm and the growing reputation of Alex's magic shows. The town council saw an opportunity to boost the local economy and decided to make the fair an annual event, with Alex's magic show as its centerpiece. Each year, the fair grew bigger and more spectacular. Alex continually developed new tricks and illusions, ensuring that each show was more amazing than the last. He also invited other magicians from around the world to perform, turning the fair into a celebration of magic and wonder. One summer, a renowned magician named Isabella reached out to Alex. She had heard about the Rivertown Fair and was intrigued by its growing popularity. Isabella had traveled the world, performing in grand theaters and television specials, but she was drawn to the simplicity and authenticity of Alex's story. She wanted to collaborate and bring a new level of magic to the fair. Alex was thrilled at the prospect of working with Isabella. They spent months planning a joint performance that would combine the unique styles and skills. The result was a breathtaking show that left the audience in awe. Isabella's elegant illusions and Alex's heartfelt magic created a perfect harmony, making it the most memorable fair yet. The collaboration with Isabella opened new doors for Alex. He received invitations to perform at events and festivals around the world. While he loved traveling and sharing his magic with a wider audience, Rivertown always remained his home and the heart of his journey. As the years passed, Alex continued to innovate and inspire. He founded the Rivertown School of Magic, a place where aspiring magicians of all ages could come to learn, practice, and share their love of magic. The school became a beacon of creativity and community, attracting students from far and wide. Ethan, now a teenager, had grown into a talented magician in his own right. He began assisting Alex with classes and performances, learning not just the tricks of the trade but also the importance of connecting with the audience and spreading joy. Alex saw in Ethan a reflection of his younger self and felt a deep sense of fulfillment in mentoring him. One day, during a quiet moment in the school's courtyard, Ethan approached Alex with an idea. "Why don't we create a scholarship program?" he suggested. "There are so many kids out there who love magic but can't afford to come to the school." We could help them. Alex was moved by Ethan's thoughtfulness and immediately agreed. They established the Magic for All Scholarship Fund, raising money through performances and donations to support young magicians from underprivileged backgrounds. The program was a huge success, bringing diverse talents and stories to the school and enriching the magic community. Through the scholarship program, Alex met a young girl named Sarah, who had a natural talent for magic but lacked the resources to pursue her passion. With the support of the scholarship, Sarah blossomed into a confident and skilled magician. Her unique style and creativity brought a fresh perspective to the world of magic, and she quickly became one of the school's shining stars. As Sarah's talent grew, she expressed a desire to perform at the Rivertown Fair. Alex and Ethan worked with her to create a special act, combining traditional magic with her own innovative twists. Sarah's performance at the fair was a triumph, earning her standing ovations and the admiration of her peers. Seeing Sarah's success reminded Alex of the impact one day could have on a person's life. It wasn't just about the magic tricks, it was about the connections, the community, and the shared moments of wonder and joy. As the years rolled on, the Rivertown Fair and the School of Magic continued to thrive. Alex, now a beloved figure in the magic community, reflected on his journey with gratitude. He had gone from a boy inspired by a magic show to a man who had dedicated his life to spreading happiness through magic. One evening, after a particularly successful fair, Alex sat on the same bench where he and his mother had once watched the fair lights. He looked around at the bustling fairgrounds, filled with laughter and joy, and felt a deep sense of fulfillment. His mother, now in her golden years, sat beside him, her eyes sparkling with pride. "You've made something truly special here, Alex," she said, squeezing his hand. "I'm so proud of you." Alex smiled, feeling the warmth of her words. "I couldn't have done it without you, Mom. You were always there, supporting me and believing in me." As the lights of the fair twinkled in the night, Alex realized that the magic of that one day had grown into a lifetime of magical moments, touching countless lives and creating a legacy of joy and inspiration. And he knew that as long as there were people willing to believe in the magic of one day, the story would continue, each chapter more wonderful than the last. The legacy of magic and wonder that Alex had built in Rivertown continued to grow and evolve, touching the lives of people far beyond the town's borders. The Rivertown School of Magic became renowned as a center of excellence, attracting students and magicians from all over the world. Its alumni went on to become successful performers, educators, and innovators, spreading the joy of magic to every corner of the globe. As Alex watched his students flourish and the magic community thrive, he felt a deep sense of gratitude. He had never imagined that a single day at the fair could lead to such a fulfilling life journey. Every performance, every lesson taught, and every moment shared with his students reaffirmed his belief in the power of magic to bring people together and inspire wonder. One day, Alex received a letter from the mayor of Rivertown, inviting him to be the guest of honor at the town's centennial celebration. The mayor wanted to recognize Alex's contributions to the community and the lasting impact of his magic shows on generations of Rivertown residents. Touched by the invitation, Alex accepted with humility and gratitude. He knew that the honor belonged not just to him but to everyone who had been a part of his journey, the students, the audiences, and the people of Rivertown who had supported him from the very beginning. The centennial celebration was a grand affair, with parades, performances, and fireworks lighting up the night sky. Alex stood on stage in the town square, surrounded by friends, family, and admirers. The mayor presented him with a key to the city, symbolizing the profound impact he had made on Rivertown and its people. In his acceptance speech, Alex thanked the community for their unwavering support and shared his vision for the future of magic. He spoke of the importance of passing on the art of magic to future generations and fostering a spirit of creativity, wonder, and kindness in the world. As the crowd cheered and applauded, Alex felt a sense of fulfillment that surpassed anything he had ever experienced. He knew that his journey was far from over and that there were still countless magical moments waiting to be discovered. In the years that followed, Alex continued to inspire and enchant audiences around the world. He performed at prestigious theaters, collaborated with renowned magicians, and mentored aspiring young talents. Through his performances and teachings, he spread the message of magic as a source of joy, wonder, and connection. And so, the story of One Day at the Rivertown Fair continued to unfold, each chapter filled with new adventures, challenges, and triumphs. But no matter where life took him, Alex never forgot the magic of that one special day, the day that had ignited his passion for magic and set him on a path of wonder and discovery. As he looked back on his journey, Alex knew that the true magic lay not just in the tricks he performed but in the hearts and minds of those he touched along the way. And as long as there were people who believed in the power of one day, the story of magic would continue to inspire and enchant for generations to come. The years passed, and Alex's fame as a magician continued to grow, but his heart remained in Rivertown, the place where his magical journey had begun. He returned to the town whenever he could, eager to reconnect with the community and share his latest tricks and stories. One day, as Alex walked through the familiar streets of Rivertown, he noticed a group of children gathered around a street performer. The performer was doing simple magic tricks, and the children laughed and cheered with delight. Alex smiled at the scene, reminded of his own childhood fascination with magic. Approaching the street performer, Alex introduced himself and offered to teach the children a few tricks. The performer, a young man named David, was thrilled at the opportunity to learn from a master magician like Alex. Together, they spent the afternoon sharing tricks and techniques, inspiring the children with the magic of possibility. Impressed by David's talent and enthusiasm, Alex invited him to visit the Rivertown School of Magic and offered to mentor him further. David eagerly accepted, and soon he became a regular fixture at the school, learning everything he could from Alex and the other teachers. As David honed his skills and developed his own unique style, Alex watched with pride. He saw in David the same passion and potential that he had once possessed as a young magician. And just as his own journey had been shaped by mentors and opportunities, Alex was determined to support David on his path to success. One day, during a visit to the Rivertown School of Magic, Alex received an unexpected surprise. David approached him with a gleam in his eye and a sense of excitement in his voice. "Alex, I have an idea," David said eagerly. What if we put on a magic show together, just like the one you did at the anniversary fair? We could combine our talents and create something truly magical." Alex was intrigued by the idea. He saw it as an opportunity not only to showcase David's talent but also to bring the community together in celebration of magic. Together, they began planning the show, brainstorming ideas for tricks, illusions, and special effects that would dazzle and delight audiences. As the day of the show approached, excitement buzzed through Rivertown. The entire community came together to support Alex and David, eager to witness the magic they had in store. The town square was transformed into a stage, with colorful lights, grand decorations, and a sense of anticipation in the air. When the time came for the show to begin, Alex and David stepped onto the stage, their hearts pounding with excitement. The audience erupted into applause as they performed their first trick, a classic sleight of hand that set the tone for the rest of the show. For the next 2 hours, Alex and David wowed the crowd with a series of mind-bending illusions, daring escapes, and heartwarming moments of wonder. They made objects disappear and reappear, read minds, and even levitated a volunteer from the audience. But the true magic of the show lay not just in the tricks themselves, but in the connection they fostered between Alex, David, and the community. As they performed together, their passion and joy radiated from the stage, filling the hearts of everyone in the audience with a sense of wonder and possibility. As the final curtain fell and the applause died down, Alex and David stood hand in hand, their faces beaming with pride. They had created something truly magical, a moment that would be remembered and cherished by the people of Rivertown for years to come. And as they took their final bow, Alex knew that the story of one day at the fair had come full circle, evolving into a lifelong journey of magic, friendship, and inspiration. And with David by his side, he looked forward to many more chapters of wonder and enchantment yet to come. As Alex stood on the stage, basking in the warmth of the applause, he felt a profound sense of gratitude wash over him. The journey that had begun with a single day of magic at the fair had led him here, to this moment of triumph and connection. Looking out at the faces in the crowd, familiar faces of friends and neighbors, as well as those of strangers who had come from far and wide to witness the magic, Alex felt a deep sense of belonging. Rivertown wasn't just a place on the map, it was home, a community that had embraced him and supported him every step of the way. But as he reflected on his journey, Alex knew that Rivertown was just one chapter in a much larger story. The magic he had shared with its people had touched lives far beyond its borders, inspiring wonder and joy in countless hearts around the world. From the bustling streets of distant cities to the quiet corners of small towns, Alex's performances had brought people together, reminding them of the power of imagination, wonder, and connection. And through his teachings at the Rivertown School of Magic and his mentorship of young magicians like David, Alex had ensured that the legacy of magic would continue to thrive for generations to come. But perhaps the greatest magic of all was the transformation that had taken place within Alex himself. Through his experiences and encounters, he had grown from a boy with a dream into a man who lived that dream every day. He had learned the true meaning of magic, not just as a series of tricks and illusions, but as a force for good, a source of inspiration, and a catalyst for positive change. As the applause faded and the curtain fell, Alex knew that this was not the end of his journey, but merely the beginning of a new chapter. With David by his side and the support of his community behind him, he looked forward to many more adventures, challenges, and triumphs yet to come. And so, as the lights of the stage dimmed and the audience dispersed, Alex stood tall, a smile on his face and a twinkle in his eye. For he knew that no matter where life took him, the magic would always be there, guiding him, inspiring him, and reminding him of the extraordinary power of one day.